So I've had quite a few messages from people who are perhaps going through divorce or have been through divorce with children, and just people asking me to talk a bit more about what I've been through, which is a tough one for me because I haven't really wanted to overexpose the children by talking about our personal situation too much. It's such a big thing for so many of you and so many families affected by divorce that maybe it is something that I need to talk to you guys about a little bit more, because it's not easy. It really, really isn't easy. And I certainly have struggled with a lot of the things that I just didn't see coming when I separated from the kids' dad. One of the hardest things for me has been coping with the nights when they're not here. I have been a mum that hasn't gone away to work very often. There's been occasional nights where I've been abroad or I've been up in London and I've stayed over, but very rare. And the boy's dad has been away a lot. His work's taken him away about 70% of the time. So I'm very used to being the boys' constant. It's always mummy putting them to bed. It's always mummy saying goodnight. It's always mummy reading them a story and then getting up with them and making them breakfast. And I would say that possibly the toughest thing since divorce is that I'm not always there. Sometimes my babies get taken away from me. And that's an awful way of putting it. And I'm sure there's people saying they're not being taken away from you. You've chosen the path of divorce. And the nights when they're not here are really tough on them and really tough on me because they're used to me putting them to bed and I'm used to putting them to bed. And this house feels so empty. 3 boys is a lot of energy. It's a lot of noise. And when they're not here, it feels so strange. I really, really struggle with it. And emotionally, so much. Because up until the point of divorce, there was always someone to wake me up at 6 o'clock in the morning. There was always somebody needing something. I live every day with a purpose because I've got 3 kids to feed, 3 kids to put to bed, 3 kids to exercise, 3 kids to get from here to there. Suddenly they go away to daddy's house and I don't have 3 children to feed and 3 children to get ready in the morning, 3 children to get up for. And it's really, really hard. It's one of those things that you just don't think about before separation. But the loneliness is really, really deep. And for me, I know that everybody's really different, but for me, it sets in really quickly. The minute they've gone away with their bags, it's normally quite emotional for them. So I feel that pressure straight away. I find it really, really tough. I've always been there for them in emergency situations. I've always been there for them if they've been emotionally upset about something or they've needed something. And I struggle so much with them not being here when they need something. That might make me sound like a crazy controlling mother, but it's not. That's just the way it's been for me. I've always been there. I haven't gone away to work. I haven't gone on loads of girly holidays and things like that. I've been here for my kids. I'm certainly not saying that's the right way, and any way that anyone else might do it is the wrong way. It's not. There is no right way of parenting. There's no wrong way of parenting. But I guess because their dad's been away so much from the moment they were born, I have been on my own with them so much of the time. And what I haven't done is been on my own. And it's weird and I don't like it. I actually hate it. It makes me feel very lonely, and yeah, it doesn't happen very often that all 3 go away from me. But when it does, it's a hideous feeling. Climbing the stairs to bed and seeing their bedrooms. And not being able to put them to bed, not being able to give them a cuddle if they need it, not being there if they fall over, not being there if they want mummy. That's really, really tough. It's one of the hardest things for me. It's one of the hardest things for me to cope with as a result of divorce, is being separated from my babies sometimes. Someone else putting them to bed, someone else feeding them. What if they haven't got the right pasta? What if they haven't got their favourite teddy? What if they haven't got the right pyjamas? What if they feel cold? What if they get a temperature in the night? My ex-husband sleeps like a log, and he just doesn't wake up when they're poorly in the night. He doesn't wake up as easily as I do. Things like that I worry so much about. You know, what if they do sleepwalk in the night, or wet the bed, or there's some drama or trauma? How is he going to deal with it? Because I've always been the one to deal with it. It's one of the hardest things about divorce is letting go of your children, even if it's for one night, or whether he takes them on holiday. Being in a house when they've gone away is so hard. So there you go. That would be one of the toughest things about divorce. I might try and do a video about what are the good things about divorce, but it's going to take me a little bit longer to think though, to think what those things are. But I will make some more videos about divorce, and I will share a little bit more about the ups and downs of it. It is not easy. It affects children, and it affects you as well, even if it really is the right thing for you to do to separate. I will try and share a little bit more of my personal story with you over the next few videos, tough as that's going to be. Thank you so much for watching. Please do make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on the next videos. Click the like button, and please do leave me a comment or send me a message.